Chapter 16, Breathing Exercises. We give below 3 forms of breath, quite popular among the yogis. The first is the well-known yogi cleansing breath, to which is attributed much of the great lung endurance found among the yogis. They usually finish up a breathing exercise with this cleansing breath, and we have followed this plan in this book. We also give the yogi nerve vitalizing exercise, which has been handed down among them for ages, and which has never been improved on by Western teachers of physical culture, although some of them have borrowed it from teachers of yogi. We also give the yogi vocal breath, which accounts largely for the melodious, vibrant voices of the better class of the Oriental yogis. We feel that if this book contained nothing more than these 3 exercises, it would be invaluable to the Western student. Take these exercises as a gift from your Eastern brothers and put them into practice. The yogi cleansing breath. The yogis have a favorite form of breathing which they practice when they feel the necessity of ventilating and cleansing the lungs. They conclude many of their other breathing exercises with this breath, and we have followed this practice in this book. This cleansing breathing ventilates and cleanses the lungs, stimulates the cells and gives a general tone to the respiratory organs, and is conducive to their general healthy condition. Besides this effect, it is found to greatly refresh the entire system. Speakers, singers, etc., will find this breath especially restful, after having tired the respiratory organs. 1. Inhale a complete breath. 2. Retain the air a few seconds. 3. Pucker up the lips as if for a whistle, but do not swell out the cheeks. Then exhale a little air through the opening, with considerable vigor. Then stop for a moment, retaining the air, and then exhale a little more air. Repeat until the air is completely exhaled. Remember that considerable vigor is to be used in exhaling the air through the opening in the lips. This breath will be found quite refreshing when one is tired and generally used up. A trial will convince the student of its merits. This exercise should be practiced until it can be performed naturally and easily, as it is used to finish up a number of other exercises given in this book, and it should be thoroughly understood. The yogi nerve vitalizing breath. This is an exercise well known to the yogis, who consider it one of the strongest nerve stimulants and invigorants known to man. Its purpose is to stimulate the nervous system, develop nerve force, energy and vitality. This exercise brings a stimulating pressure to bear on important nerve centers, which in turn stimulate and energize the entire nervous system, and send an increased flow of nerve force to all parts of the body. 1. Stand erect. 2. Inhale a complete breath, and retain same. 3. Extend the arms straight in front of you, letting them be somewhat limp and relaxed, with only sufficient nerve force to hold them out. 4. Slowly draw the hands back toward the shoulders, gradually contracting the muscles and putting force into them, so that when they reach the shoulders the fists will be so tightly clenched that a tremulous motion is felt. 5. Then, keeping the muscles tense, push the fists slowly out, and then draw them back rapidly, still tense, several times. 6. Exhale vigorously through the mouth. 7. Practice the cleansing breath. The efficiency of this exercise depends greatly upon the speed of the drawing back of the fists, and the tension of the muscles, and, of course, upon the full lungs. This exercise must be tried to be appreciated. It is without equal as a bracer, as our Western friends put it. The yogi vocal breath. The yogis have a form of breathing to develop the voice. They are noted for their wonderful voices, which are strong, smooth and clear, and have a wonderful trumpet-like carrying power. They have practiced this particular form of breathing exercise which has resulted in rendering their voices soft, beautiful and flexible, imparting to it that indescribable, peculiar floating quality, combined with great power. The exercise given below will in time impart the above-mentioned qualities, or the yogi voice, to the student who practices it faithfully. It is to be understood, of course, that this form of breath is to be used only as an occasional exercise, and not as a regular form of breathing. 1. Inhale a complete breath very slowly, but steadily, through the nostrils, taking as much time as possible in the inhalation. 2. Retain for a few seconds. 3. Expel the air vigorously in one great breath, through the wide opened mouth. 4. Rest the lungs by the cleansing breath. Without going deeply into the yogi theories of sound production in speaking and singing, we wish to say that experience has taught them that the timbre, quality and power of a voice depends not alone upon the vocal organs in the throat, but that the facial muscles, etc., have much to do with the matter. Some men with large chests produce but a poor tone, while others with comparatively small chests produce tones of amazing strength and quality. Here is an interesting experiment worth trying. Stand before a glass and pucker up your mouth and whistle, and note the shape of your mouth and the general expression of your face. Then sing or speak as you do naturally, and see the difference. Then start to whistle again for a few seconds, and then, without changing the position of your lips or face, sing a few notes and notice what a vibrant, resonant, clear and beautiful tone is produced. The following are the 7 favorite exercises of the yogis for developing the lungs, muscles, ligaments, air cells, etc. They are quite simple but marvelously effective. Do not let the simplicity of these exercises make you lose interest, for they are the result of careful experiments and practice on the part of the yogis, and are the essence of numerous intricate and complicated exercises, the non-essential portions being eliminated and the essential features retained. 1. The retain breath. This is a very important exercise which tends to strengthen and develop the respiratory muscles as well as the lungs, and its frequent practice will also tend to expand the chest. The yogis have found that an occasional holding of the breath, after the lungs have been filled with the complete breath, is very beneficial, not only to the respiratory organs but to the organs of nutrition, the nervous system and the blood itself. They have found that an occasional holding of the breath tends to purify the air which has remained in the lungs from former inhalations, and to more fully oxygenate the blood. They also know that the breath so retained gathers up all the waste matter, and when the breath is expelled it carries with it the effete matter of the system, and cleanses the lungs just as a purgative does the bowels. The yogis recommend this exercise for various disorders of the stomach, liver and blood, and also find that it frequently relieves bad breath, which often arises from poorly ventilated lungs. We recommend students to pay considerable attention to this exercise, as it has great merits. The following directions will give you a clear idea of the exercise. 1. Stand erect. 2. Inhale a complete breath. 3. Retain the air as long as you can comfortably. 4. Exhale vigorously through the open mouth. 5. Practice the cleansing breath. At first you will be able to retain the breath only a short time, but a little practice will also show a great improvement. Time yourself with a watch if you wish to note your progress. 2. Lung cell stimulation. This exercise is designed to stimulate the air cells in the lungs, but beginners must not overdo it, and in no case should it be indulged in too vigorously. Some may find a slight dizziness resulting from the first few trials, in which case let them walk around a little and discontinue the exercise for a while. 1. Stand erect, with hands at sides. 2. Breathe in very slowly and gradually. 3. While inhaling, gently tap the chest with the fingertips, constantly changing position. 4. When the lungs are filled, retain the breath and pat the chest with the palms of the hands. 5. Practice the cleansing breath. This exercise is very bracing and stimulating to the whole body, and is a well-known yogi practice. Many of the air cells of the lungs become inactive by reason of incomplete breathing, and often become almost atrophied. One who has practiced imperfect breathing for years will find it not so easy to stimulate all these ill-used air cells into activity all at once by the complete breath, but this exercise will do much toward bringing about the desired result, and is worth study and practice. 3. Ribs etc. We have explained that the ribs are fastened by cartilages, which admit of considerable expansion. In proper breathing, the ribs play an important part, and it is well to occasionally give them a little special exercise in order to preserve their elasticity. Standing or sitting in unnatural positions, to which many of the Western people are addicted, is apt to render the ribs more or less stiff and inelastic, and this exercise will do much to overcome same. 1. Stand erect. 2. Place the hands one on each side of the body, as high up under the armpits as convenient, the thumbs reaching toward the back, the palms on the side of the chest and fingers to the front over the breast. 3. Inhale a complete breath. 4. Retain the air for a short time. 5. Then gently squeeze the sides, at the same time slowly exhaling. 6. Practice the cleansing breath. Use moderation in this exercise and do not overdo it. 4. Chest expansion. The chest is quite apt to be contracted from bending over one's work. This exercise is very good for the purpose of restoring natural conditions and gaining chest expansion. 1. Stand erect. 2. Inhale a complete breath. 3. Retain the air. 4. Extend both arms forward and bring the two clenched fists together on a level with the shoulder. 5. Then swing back the fists vigorously until the arms stand out straight sideways from the shoulders. 6. Then bring back to position 4, and swing to position 5. Repeat several times. 7. Exhale vigorously through the opened mouth. 8. Practice the cleansing breath. Use moderation and do not overdo this exercise. 5. Walking exercise. 1. Walk with head up, chin drawn slightly in, shoulders back, and with measured tread. 2. Inhale a complete breath, counting, mentally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 count to each step, making the inhalation extend over the 8 counts. 3. Exhale slowly through the nostrils, counting as before 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 1 count to a step. 4. Rest between breaths, continuing walking and counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 count to the step. 5. Repeat until you begin to feel tired. Then rest for a while, and resume at pleasure. Repeat several times a day. Some yogis vary this exercise by retaining the breath during a 1, 2, 3, 4 count, and then exhale in an 8-step count. Practice whichever plan seems most agreeable to you. 6. Morning exercise. 1. Stand erect in a military attitude, head up, eyes front, shoulders back, knees stiff, hands at sides. 2. Raise body slowly on toes, inhaling a complete breath, steadily and slowly. 3. Retain the breath for a few seconds, maintaining the same position. 4. Slowly sink to the first position, at the same time slowly exhaling the air through the nostrils. 5. Practice cleansing breath. 6. Repeat several times, varying by using right leg alone, then left leg alone. 7. Stimulating circulation. 1. Stand erect. 2. Inhale a complete breath and retain. 3. Bend forward slightly and grasp a stick or cane steadily and firmly, and gradually exerting your entire strength upon the grasp. 4. Relax the grasp, return to first position, and slowly exhale. 5. Repeat several times. 6. Finish with the cleansing breath. This exercise may be performed without the use of a stick or cane, by grasping an imaginary cane, using the will to exert the pressure. The exercise is a favorite yogi plan of stimulating the circulation by driving the arterial blood to the extremities, and drawing back the venous blood to the heart and lungs that it may take up the oxygen which has been inhaled with the air. In cases of poor circulation, there is not enough blood in the lungs to absorb the increased amount of oxygen inhaled, and the system does not get the full benefit of the improved breathing. In such cases, particularly, it is well to practice this exercise, occasionally with the regular complete breathing exercise.